All right. So today we're going to talk about integrated project management practice. So everything that you have learned in project management is actually going to become it's integrated. It's not separate tasks, right? Um, as a project manager, you're going to work with many moving parts: the scope, the schedule, the cost, the quality, the resources, the risks, the stakeholders, communication, the changes, the deliverables, and the closure, right? Integrated project management is all about bringing all those pieces together so the project operates as one connected system, not a collection of separate tasks, right? As a project manager, you got to have a coordinated effort where decisions in one area, where that decisions in one area are going to affect the decisions in another area. That's why integration is one of the most important responsibilities of a project manager. The integration means, just making sure that the different parts of the project are working together. For example, the project scope affects the schedule. The schedule affects the budget. The budget affects resources. Resources affect quality. Quality affects stakeholder satisfaction. Excuse me. Stakeholder expectations can create change requests. Change requests can affect the scope, the cost, the time, and the risk. See, everything's connected. That means you cannot manage each area in isolation. You, the project manager. The project manager must understand how one decision creates movement across the entire project. So make sure you get that. Understand how when you make one decision, that's going to create movement. It's a ripple effect right throughout the entire project. Integrated project management is going to help, your team avoid confusion, duplication, misalignment, and disconnected decision making. So integrated project management matters because projects, they fail when teams manage pieces of a project without seeing the full picture, right? A team may only focus on finishing the task that's in front of them quickly, but ignore the quality. A sponsor may request a scope change without even thinking about the budget. A stakeholder may ask for a new deliverable without understanding the schedule impact. The project team may solve one problem but accidentally create another one. Integrated practice helps you, the project manager, ask better questions, right? So, such as, if we change the scope, what happens to the schedule? If we reduce the budget, what happens to the quality? If we lose a team member, what happens to the risk? If stakeholder change expectations, if they have change expectations, what happens to the deliverables? These are questions that help protect you and the project from short-term decisions that can create long-term problems. So let's say a company is implementing a new customer service platform, right? The goal is to improve response times, track customer issues, and provide better service. Now, at first, this may look like a technology project, but in actuality, it's an integrated project. The project includes software selection, budget approval, process redesign, employee training, customer communication, data migration, testing, launch planning, and performance measurement. If the technology team chooses the platform without involving customer service employees, the system may not match the daily workflow. Think about that. If training is rushed, employees may not use the system correctly. That has happened in my career, right? If data migration is incomplete, customer records may be incomplete. That has happened in my career. If leadership wants to move the launch date, they want to bring it up, but so that might reduce the testing time, which can increase the quality risk, right? Each decision affects another part of the project. That's why you, the project manager, must integrate the work. You're the glue to that. You must coordinate departments, manage all the dependencies, track risk, monitor progress, communicate with stakeholders, control changes, and make sure the final system supports the goal. The project isn't simply successful because the software goes live. It's successful when the system works, employees can use it, customers receive better service, and organizations achieve the intended value. So you're the integrator, right? The integrated project management practice You're the integrator. That means you connect the people, the processes, the decisions, the information, and the outcomes. As the project manager, you must keep the project plan updated, manage change requests, coordinate communication, monitor risks, track deliverables, and make sure stakeholders understand the trade-offs. And that don't mean you have to do it all the time, but you might have some assistant project managers, but if not, it is you, right? So it's going to require both your technical project skills and your leadership judgment. So, let's say a stakeholder requests a new feature, and the project manager shouldn't simply just say yes or no. What you should be doing, you should evaluate the impact, right? So the stakeholder wants a new feature, so you should be asking, well, will this change affect the scope? Will it require more time? Will it increase costs? Will it affect quality? Will it create new risk? Who needs to approve it? This is not questioning the stakeholder. This is ensuring what the stakeholder is asking for is going to be detrimental or improve the project, to the project. So, those kind of questions are integrated thinking. And as a project manager, your job is to protect the whole project, not just one part of it. Because that integration keeps the project connected to real value. It's going to help make sure that your team is not only completing tasks, but they're completing the work right away, right? Completing it right away, but in the right way is what I meant to say, okay? So, like I said, they're not only completing the task, but they're completing the right work in the right way, okay? Do it right the first time, because if you don't, then you're going to spend time trying to fix your first time trying to complete tasks. So without integration, a project may become fragmented. People may work hard in separate areas, but fail to produce a unified result. With integration, you help align the plan, the people, and the resources, the risk, the communication, and the deliverables. That alignment helps the project deliver meaningful results, not just complete activities. So when you're looking at integrated project management practice, it's about managing a project as a connected system. Scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, risks, stakeholders, communications, changes, deliverables, and closure, they all influence one another. Your job as the project manager, your job is not only to manage parts, your job is to connect the parts. A strong project manager understands the full project picture. They communicate all the trade-offs clearly, they coordinate decisions responsibly, and they guide the project toward a successful delivery.